Welcome to the Heart of Giving. As you know, we have segments of nonprofits at each program, and I think you're going to like the ones today. Of course, I think you like all of them. But today we have some people that are doing things where they're using people in the community in mass to work with other parts of the community. And it is a joint partnership, which is really very, very interesting. And we know that education is the biggest employer and the most important thing we do for our future. And we have two people here today from Long Beach BLAST. Now, they're going to tell you what that means, but Jennifer Finley is the executive director, and Suzanne Caverly is a site partner, but we'll find out what that is in a minute. So I'm going to turn to you, Jennifer, and tell us what this is and how it got started and how exciting that, you know, the things that you put on to raise money, everybody's excited about. They have a good time.
That's good to know. Thank you so much for having us on the show. We really appreciate it. Well, actually, you're so much a part of the reason why BLAST exists, and it's wonderful to be able to share with you. 13 years ago, you had ideas in your leadership as the mayor. So thank you. It has really, I believe, served the community well to have BLAST, which stands for Better Learning for All Students Today. And Suzanne and I will talk about how that actually becomes a real life program in the schools, which is one of our partners. But BLAST is all about learning. We want to have students who are successful in learning because we know ultimately that's going to probably turn into successful life. So we're really focused on that, but we also want to look at a young person as a whole person, and we need to talk with them and cultivate feelings and ideas around future thinking, character development, good decision making. Just what are they doing now that could turn into something for tomorrow?
You know, I think, if I understand it right, you have mobilized high school students to do something important.
Actually, we are about using college students. So,
college?
Right. Our founder, Jane Egan, wanted to utilize resources in the community in a way, right, differently than ever before. So when you said en masse, yes, last year we had about 750 mentors that are trained to work with several hundred, even sometimes over 1,000 youth to help
elementary or junior
elementary
high or
through
high school.
Oh,
is that right?
All grade levels. But we tap the resources of college students in order to make that program work, along with our site partners. And maybe you can talk a little bit how that actually comes to happen.
Okay, Suzanne.
I work at Beach High School, which is the alternative high school in Long Beach, and we serve about 350 high school students from all over Long Beach. So nearing the end of every school year, the principals and counselors at the comprehensive high schools identify students who are not successful on their campus.
When you say an alternate? Tell us what the alternate is.
Well, we have an alternative schedule. Our students are in a modified block schedule where they meet each teacher for 85 minutes. So within a semester, they can earn 40 credits rather than the 30. So their day is a little bit longer, but a little more simple because they only have the 4 teachers and the 4 subjects to be focused on in one given semester rather than 6. It's also alternative because we have committed partnerships with people from BLAST and other organizations in the community who are really committed to helping our students get back on track. Our kids were derailed from their education for a lot of different reasons. Some of our students just weren't quite mature enough yet for high school. Some of them have problems at home. Some of them have health problems. Some of them had financial issues that caused them to maybe not be successful at a regular school. And so Beach is really a place for second chances. It's a place where a student can say, okay, I get it. These are the things that I didn't do right. These are the things I want to do better. and I'm going to try those things at Beach. And the staff at Beach is really committed to trying different creative things to try to establish relationships with the students, provide a clear structure for them, provide motivation, and really help the kids decide what kinds of goals they want to have. And the way that that works with BLAST is that BLAST gives us a number of mentors. We only use teaching credential candidates at our site. So BLAST has lots of different college students that they send all over the community, but at Beach, our coordinator, Tina Cochran, she gives us a list of just future teachers who are really, really committed to working with these high school kids. And she gives me a profile of each of the different mentors that are available. And then I kind of look at our student population and I identify kids that I think would be receptive to a mentor, who could really use a mentor, and then what kind of a mentor do I think would be best suited for them. So we were talking earlier today about kind of some of those matches that end up taking place. And I may have a student that is really struggling keeping those headphones out and keeping that pencil from tapping to the beat. And then I see on the list that Tina gives me that she's got a future music teacher that wants to be a BLAST mentor. That's a match. I may have a student who, really is looking for more of like a parent figure, a mom. And I see that Tina has for me a re-entry college student, maybe an older college student that's doing a career change to teaching, and then that's a match. It's really kind of a fun puzzle for me, and it's a great gift that I can give my students who need this. And it's also a great gift to the BLAST mentor who wants to get on a high school campus and kind of see what that's like and try some things to build relationships with a high school student, maybe for the first time.
Tell us one of your success stories.
One of my success stories really is a student who needed kind of that mom figure. She was a student who had come from a high school in the area. She came to us as a 10th grader and she had 0 credits, none. And her home life was unstable. She didn't have a mom in the home. She had a dad and an aunt, grandma, very unusual by some of our experiences. But for her, that was home. But she really felt like I could tell that she was really looking for a mom figure. She did a lot of following me around in the first few weeks of school and wanting to help me with things and looking for that approval. And when Tina sent me the list, she had a woman on there that was changing careers, and she's in her late 30s, and she and this student hit it off beautifully. And BLAST encourages their mentors to build personal relationships with the kids. And then they have 2 basic focuses. They're looking at personal mentoring, and helping them think about the possibility of their career or college.
And do they do also academic?
Yes, so it's both of those things. And what was so special about this relationship was they both had an interest in history. And so the mentor would provide her student with little treats every so often. She would bring in a DVD that was like a History Channel or some dramatization of some historical event, and they would watch pieces of it, and then they would write in a journal back and forth to each other about personal things, but also about the things that they were seeing in the DVD.
That's wonderful. Very good. And I can tell you're excited about it.
I am. It's at a school like Beach, those kids are even though they're 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, they are kids and they are precious to me and to the rest of our staff.
That's
and to
great.
have a partner like BLAST to come alongside and help us is really excellent.
Thank you. That's great, Suzanne. And Jennifer, tell us how do you, I know what you're doing, but how do you make it work? Where do you get your students to mentor?
Well, we receive a very interested audience from Cal State Long Beach, Cal State Dominguez Hills, and Long Beach City College. We have, fortunately, several faculty who want to have their students participate in our programs because it gives them the real life experience to, to understand what they may be facing in the event that they would choose a career in education and social work.
So how do you get them together to get to you?
Well, what we do is we actually go and pitch to classes. We
Okay,
do a great presentation and entice them into being a mentor. And so we train several hundred after we recruit them. We train several hundred each semester. So we have wonderful faculty partners who help make it happen. We share the experience
At the colleges.
at the college level. And then our partners actually give us the applications that would line up. Now, Suzanne does that matching, which is the critical component for the academic mentoring program, making that match and making it work. And if the student doesn't seem to be receptive, because we're only serving at Beach about 10%, she will ask the student, do you want to do this? Because I've got 10 kids
That
waiting.
would like it.
Exactly. So there's a lot of moving parts, but when it's all said and done, although innovation is in our mission statement, it really breaks down to relationships and caring. And these kids, whether they're at the high school level, kindergarten, junior high, matching them up with college students is much more effective than for
An adult to come in to say,
absolutely.
this
In
is the
some
way it
cases,
goes.
but it is an enhancement on good work that's already being done on site.
And it's one-on-one.
It's one-on-one. We do some small groups where they just kind of organically form. We don't push for that, but sometimes it's just it's less intimidating, or the student doesn't feel as singled out.
Well, this has gone by so fast. How do they get in touch with you?
Well, I also want to mention we have two other programs. One is Bridge to Success, which is at Reed High School, the other Alternative School, and then we also have a youth program at the North Point Apartment Homes.
Okay.
So we do have those programs. I'd love to come back and talk about that. But you can call us at 562-437-7766, extension 200, or go to our website, lbblast.org. lbblast.org. And we've just updated our website, so please take a look at it, and you'll see all the kids that we serve and how excited they are to have Blast in their lives.
This is wonderful, and I love the fact that you have hundreds of people helping hundreds of kids, and it's all from the community. Thank you so much.
Thank
We've
you
loved
for
having
having
it.
us.
That's wonderful. And thank you all very much, and be sure and come back for the next segment.